having a conversation.
All right.
Crisscross applesauce.
All right, guys. Apple with Apple Landscape.
Mike with the beauty of the land. BOTL companies.
This is the new generation. We're going to call it, we're coming up with names. If you have names for this type of podcast that we're about to start together, leave it in the comments.
Yep.
You know, we need a name for our podcast, and where you're going to learn a bunch of cool stuff, and they're going to learn everything with money, business. What else are they going to learn?
You're going to get to know us. You're going to get to know our day-to-day, our influences, who we look up to in the business specter, and what we're into, you know, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs have similar interests. Cars, you know, family, spiritual interests, life in general, things that we've been through. We've been through a lot. And I think you guys can take some key notes out of what our story entails and maybe use it in your life, you know. But,
and you guys can't find this anywhere.
No.
You're not going to find what we're going to talk about. You're not going to get this information from Mike and me at 26, both at 26 years old. There's no one else doing how we're doing it. We're going to tell you everything. So we'll get started. You know, what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk to them about how we met and how our relationship has forged to become more than just a friendship. In other words, it's a brotherhood. You know.
Well, the importance of brotherhood too, you know. You always want to build a relationship, whether it's a friend, a vendor, a customer.
Absolutely.
Right here, right next to me, is a really good friend where I would say he's a brother. The brother from another mother. A lot of people know what that is. Mm-hmm. So someone I can go to if whenever I have, you're going to make me tear up. Whenever I have problems, whenever I have, or one of the biggest things, you need someone you can go talk to when something good happened to you.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't have that.
No.
You know, a lot of people don't have someone you can go talk to. Hey, I closed this job, or hey, should I go buy this, or hey, I just closed on this property, or I just bought this truck.
Because especially in the Mexican community, less is more. You know, you don't want to come off as a presumido. You don't want to come off as, look what I'm doing for the family. Your family, even your family will say, you're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
You know, so we need somebody to celebrate these small victories with. And that's my brother Luis over here. I've always, you know, relied on him to be there for me. And I know I have been a good friend to him. At least I think so. Maybe he has other opinions.
And it comes back to, you know, your circle.
Yeah.
You know, my circle is small. I would say maybe less than a handful in my circle. And so you got to choose your circle, choose who you're telling also your bad things and your good things, because you can't really be sharing that with everyone. Because some people have bad intentions. There's people who are two-faced.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's the thing. You can think that someone is your best friend, but they're just waiting for your downfall.
Yep.
So you really have to put on your pants, put on a good, ponte la gorra bien puesta. If you know that saying, you know it. If you don't,
you've told me that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really important.
Blood is not thicker than water. I've been through that personally, having some family involved in the business, and things don't always go how you expect it to. So build a relationship with people that you can trust. That's one piece of advice that we can base this podcast or whatever this is off of.
Yeah.
You know, build a relationship.
Something you just said too right now, family and business. You know, you have family and business. I work with my dad. It's a little tough sometimes. You're going to bump heads. But I mean, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people work there with their dads. A lot of people, you know, that's why a lot of people start their company like that. Yeah. Is their dad's, and he works for a different company, and you're young and you know English. You're like, hey, Pops, let's do something. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have started a company like that.
It's honorable.
It's very, what's it called? A lot of people can relate to it. There's a lot of people who start companies like that. You know, you work with your dad too, so you understand. You know, sometimes you bump heads, but at the end of the day, you gotta respect your elders, and respect that that's your dad. For me, how do you overcome working with your pops? Sometimes
we gotta build I've struggled with it a lot, especially growing up, and well, not growing up, but building the company, because we needed to separate business and family. When you're home, when you're visiting your father and you say, hey, I kind of don't want to discuss business right now because we're within family, I think both of you need to 100% respect that, because family and business will get intertwined so fast, and it's just a slippery slope. I've had family work with us, and it just ended super horribly. And I don't want to get into all the weeds on that, but
Yeah.
if there's one thing I can recommend, it's just differentiate what business is and then family conversations, because it's great. It's all, happy when you guys are doing good, but in the bad times, and believe me, they will come sometimes.
Oh yeah. I
You
mean,
need a-
my biggest example I can share with a lot of people where I feel comfortable sharing when I first moved out was because me and my dad had an argument at work, and I was like, you know what? I'm not coming home because I know we're gonna fight about this again. I knew it was gonna happen. So what did I do, bro? I went to
moved out?
Radiant 121. I was like, I need an apartment.
Now.
Oh, like literally now. So they gave me the apartment that same day. So I went home that same day. Obviously, I went home and I told my mom, I got an apartment. She's like, what? No. You know how moms are, And I was like, yeah, I just got my apartment. It's time for me to, get my space. And, I'm going to move over there. And she's like, okay, next week? I'm like, no, right now. I'm grabbing my things. It was tough because obviously we grow to, loving your family, loving your mom. I mean, I would do anything for my mom. Pretty sure
Absolutely.
anyone else
Of
will.
course.
And it was tough, but it's a step that sometimes you need to do
Yeah.
in order to create that separation,
It's a stepping stone, and look where you are now because of that stepping stone.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So but then sometimes there's like yourself here where you kind of don't want to move out until you're married also, and what would you say the benefits are with sticking home until you're married, or sticking at home until you feel comfortable moving?
If I can give one piece of advice, is have a good relationship with your family, and don't move out until you absolutely need to, because expenses will catch up to you. And I could have moved out when I bought my first house, like
Oh, yeah.
2019,
Yeah.
or 2018. I bought my first house.
Now that's
a
crazy.
long time ago. I bought my first house with the intention of moving out. What am I going to do? I don't know how to fold clothes. I don't know how to wash my own clothes.
Yeah.
So save your money, guys. If you can, save your money. Invest it wisely. Invest it in real estate. I bought this building 3 years ago, and it's appreciated almost 80% since I bought it.
It's crazy.
So do what you can. Do what's in your best interest, right? If you think you absolutely need to because you have a child on the way, you need to move out. I understand those circumstances. But from my point of view and my perspective, treat your family right and be thankful that you have them. Be thankful that they're on your side and you can count on them. Because family is everything. Without family, what's the point of having all this money and, investments and all this? So if I can give you guys that piece of advice, is cherish your family and be in good standing with them. Because it'll go a long way, And we can be on our own and have this successful business, but at the end of the day, we need somebody that can cheer us on. We need somebody that can be proud of the accomplishments, somebody to share the wealth.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily wealth per se, but share the accomplishments. Oh, yeah. But relationships is such a big topic. We can go on and on about talking about with the relationships, whether it's client relationships, vendor relationships.
Wow. She'd be biting me. Now, okay, so, how would you say, we're still young, right? 26. We've had our moments when we went out, we did our things, coming home at 4 or 5 a.m., staying up out late, going to clubs, and we all been there. How do you balance now? Let's just say the way we balanced it before, for me personally, was go out all night and then still show up to work. But now I feel like as you get older, it's a little harder to do that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
There is no balance.
I mean, I'm 26, but then my bedtime is at 10 p.m.
If you 50-50 business and going out, your business is going down the drain.
Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot in business go out, go get drunk, go to the clubs, get home at 3 a.m. and expect to perform at your best the next day. You just can't. You can do your best. You can think you're a god and be like, nothing's in my way. I can do whatever I put my mind to. Yes, you can, but when you have a healthy mind, you know.
We're 26. A hangover is not the same as when we were 18 or 19.
Oh yeah, and trust me.
Or 21, sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've all been there, where you're showing up, but showing up to work regardless. I mean, at the end of the day, we show up regardless.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing too. You got to show up regardless, whether you're
Yeah.
sick, tired, hungover. Doesn't matter what your problems you have. Show up every day.
Yeah, if you have, you have 10 people relying on your ability to perform, you kind of have to show up whatever state you're in.
Before I forget, you just brought up something that reflected back to what my dad told me once. About a year ago, I was going out. I was at my parents' house. I was like, all right, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. And my dad told me this. He said, be careful what you do. You need to remember there's people who depend on you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people who depend on me? Who? And he's like, all the people the employees, they all depend on that paycheck at the end of the week. And what do they do with that paycheck?
Feed
They
their
support their families. So that hit me really hard when he told me that.
Bet you thought about that all night.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
Uh-huh.
he's right. If I go to jail because I hit someone because I'm drunk, drinking and driving, or I get into trouble because I picked the fight and now I'm in jail for a month, that will completely shut down the business.
Yep.
So that's something you guys need to think about when you're out doing all these things, which is fine. You can go do that. Just be responsible, because we still have our moments. We
have our fun.
We have our fun. You need to. You need to have a balance. But always think about, you have a responsibility not only to your family, not only to the business, but also to the people you hire.
Absolutely.
You're responsible for them too. You're responsible to pay them every week. And I made a video about this. You need to for sure guarantee them 40 hours.
If you tell
no matter
them,
what.
hey, I'm sorry, payroll didn't go through, you'll get paid next week. Do you think they're going to stick around for that? No.
They go somewhere else where they can guarantee them pay, and now you're stuck with no guys. Or you're stuck with mediocre guys.
That's why I'm here on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. doing payroll. Because maybe I wanted to have a little fun on Saturday, and I didn't get payroll done on Friday. So now I'm stuck here. But you got to do it.
You got to do what you got to do. That's the biggest thing.
You got to do it.
But
no, relationships is everything, guys. I mean, you can build a relationship with with the bartender, with the waiter at a restaurant. Like I did that recently.
With the bartender?
No.
Get a little bit more alcohol for
with
your
the
drink?
manager of a restaurant. Like I want a good ambiance when I go to a restaurant. I'll take these girls out to a nice date at this specific restaurant that I go to.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for them. I
Yeah.
want to build a relationship with the manager of the restaurant. So when I take prospects or clients, I have a great experience with them.
You want to shift a little bit off topic about taking girls on dates and where you should go? Because I have a different idea on dates versus he does. Want to hear a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. For example, my idea of a date when you're barely knowing someone is something casual, something that is not going to break the bank. I mean, it doesn't mean we don't have money, but something that, you're not going to spend no more than $20, $30, which is like a frozen yogurt. That was my thing. Frozen yogurt and go on a walk. And then after that, I'm not going to talk about that, but that was my thing. Frozen yogurt, go on a nice little walk. Hey, you're getting cold. I got a place. So that was how I was doing it. But he does it differently. He does it the fancy way. You want to talk a little bit about the fancy way?
Well, you can understand why I do it the fancy way. I'll take a girl to Perry's, but the reason is because I'm trying to forge a relationship with the restaurant. Because there's been times where clients have taken me to Perry's, and I don't know anybody. They've taken me to nice steakhouses. I don't know the restaurant. So my train of thought goes, if you can forge a relationship with a place where you visit and constantly go to, if you're constantly going to this place because it's a good ambiance, you like it, and people respect the place, I see nothing wrong with spending $300-400 on dinner, and taking girls there is just like, well, it's part of the process. But of course, if you're looking to get somebody that's actually like you for you, go with his way.
Yeah, it's the cheapest way. The cheapest way to a second date.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings me back to, because even with relationships, this was a note that I had saved, is your personality.
Yeah.
We are in the people business.
Absolutely.
Your personality means everything. Just like in a girl, your relationship with them, or how do you go get females and everything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with clients. We're in the personality business. You need to be friendly. You need to come off a professional, and with a female, you have to come off as you're understanding. You want to listen to them. You're interested in them. It's the same thing. We're in the personality business. Do you agree that you need to be friendly? You need to be, you need to have a good personality.
Dude, I paid money for a consulting with somebody, and he told me that more than anything, you're in the people business doing landscaping. You're in the people business through landscaping. That's everything. And I paid money for that piece of advice. And right now you're getting
Getting
it
it for free. All you have to do is wait a little bit, and you got to it.
I'm like, that's what I had to pay for. No shit. But no, absolutely, man. Your relationships are everything. You're there to solve a problem. You're there to solve their problems, right? Like, if you're not gonna solve their problem, then they'll hire the cheaper option. They'll always hire the cheaper person. You want to let them know that you're there for them, right?
Yeah, problem solving. That's another topic that's crazy, because you have problems come up. At least for me, not just one, not just two, not just five. Sometimes you have every single hour you get hit with something.
Yeah.
You need to keep a cool mind, man.
Yeah.
That is something that
Cool, calm,
I
collected.
practice so much. Is breathe, relax. You will figure it out.
Yep. Patience is a virtue.
Patience. Oh man, patience. And I've learned that from, Cruise Line University. If you guys want to learn more about the industry, he is the person to go to. I learned that from him, man, because during the classes, there was guys doing something completely wrong, or guys asking the simplest questions, and he has so much patience for everyone. I'm like, man, the level of patience that guy has is insane.
Yeah, it's
so
commendable.
yeah, patience is key in business. You need to be able to handle problems with a cool mind.
Of course.
And a lot of the times where I've messed up a lot in business is because I'm heated.
Yeah.
You cannot make business decisions if you're heated. You just can't.
No.
So a cool mind. I think you're a lot more chiller than me. I get heated really quick. For example, even in relationships, and then I stay quiet. But then I'm heated. I'm furious. And that doesn't really help in business. But he's more chill. But I think, reading the Bible and everything you do religious-wise helps you a lot with that.
I didn't learn patience until I started reading the Bible. If you guys want book recommendations, shoot me a message too. I started reading a lot, and just, personal development, things like that, and just reading. Reading itself is a skill that will require a ton of patience. So if you guys want to practice patience and, want to be a cool cucumber, cool, calm, and collected, just take up on reading, meditation, things like that don't require your 100% like go mentality, because that's what it is in business. You have to be constantly ready to solve problems.
And another topic that you're kind of hitting on is like a healthy mind.
Yeah.
You need to have a healthy mind, and also a healthy body. I think that is really important too. Sometimes it's hard. I mean, take a look at me. I'm a little big right now, but it's difficult. But I do think a healthy mind is a healthy body, and it's a healthy business.
Yeah.
I think that.
What did I tell you the other day?
one-on-one.
What did I tell you the other day? I wouldn't trust that guy for business advice. Look at him.
Oh,
He's 300
yeah,
pounds.
I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, if you can't, I mean, that's one thing I saw this video. A customer's, you're gonna have a customer. You go up to them and you're trying to sell them on something. Like, should I trust this guy? And a lot of people, it doesn't apply to everything, but they might say,
By no
oh,
means.
he can't even take care of himself. Why am
Yeah.
I gonna trust him? That is like, it doesn't apply to everything. That is some just. Maybe use that for motivation, but it doesn't always apply.
No, it's a joke, because we're both like fitness conscious and health conscious.
Yeah, I do my best. I'm making my return. If a lot of people have told me on Instagram, they go back to my stories, because a lot of people follow me on my personal. Like, damn, what happened to you? What happened to you? But long story short, a healthy mind is a healthy body. A healthy body is going to be a healthy business, because It all connects with each other.
Yeah, no kidding.
You always have to do your best to, I mean, it's good to drink once in a while, but also you have to be a moderate drinker. You can't just drink every single day and get
Everything in
drunk.
moderation.
Yeah, everything. ¿Cómo dice el saying? Una vez en cuando no hace daño.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that with bad habits.
También una no es ninguna.
There you go. Oh man, yeah.
Stick around. We got plenty of jewels for you guys.
I guess there's sayings for everything. That's what the Mexican culture. There's sayings for every little thing.
You gotta
man.
be
It's
careful,
crazy.
man. You gotta be careful.
Your mom will hit you with every saying.
Oh yeah.
With every saying, whether it's bad or good, they're gonna hit you with every saying.
Yep.
And I think that's a plus in the Mexican culture we live in.
Man, I we have only Hispanic, we have Colombian, Mexican employees here. I love them to death, but sometimes they'll get me. Sometimes they'll say, the other day they said, they were handing me a donut, and they said, ¿Quieres una morena? And I'm like, the chocolate one? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I love these. And they're like, oh. They said, should I say it?
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah. Whether they stick around, yeah. Go.
They said, ¿Nunca te has echado una morena por atrás o una negra por atrás? And I'm like, maybe, I don't remember. They're like, oh. And I guess it was like a double meaning to it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, you guys are dirty.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. And there's things for everything.
Man, that brings me back. Also, this was another topic. Having those type of cool conversations with your employees.
Yeah, having
Sometimes it's cool. It doesn't always have to be business.
No.
There's times when we're at work and we talk about some things that you wouldn't expect to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But if it happens, it happens. You guys are just talking about something.
Yeah,
So we don't have to go into detail, but it doesn't always have to be strictly business.
No.
Like you just gave an example. That wasn't talking about what we're gonna do for the day.
Mm-mm.
It's a nice little joke. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
Creating an atmosphere, bro. Like you're
Mhm.
creating a fun atmosphere, and that's what you want to do. Create
Exactly.
an atmosphere where everyone's having fun, and then they're gonna show up, get to work.
Mhm. They're
hustle
happy
for
to
the day.
work with you. They're happy.
Oh
to
yeah,
work with you.
yeah.
Because there's one thing I don't like is when people say, your workers, your employees, they're my coworkers. We work together. Without them, the company doesn't run.
Oh yeah.
I don't like these sayings, like your workers.
I hate that, bro. I've never said that's my guy. That's my worker. I've never said that.
It's not my worker. He works with me.
Exactly. That's exactly the way I portray it too.
He doesn't work for me.
I hate
we
that.
Work together.
I hate that's my worker or he works for me.
No.
I've never said that ever in my life,
Because I think
and I'll put it
that's
on
the
everything.
difference. Yeah, because that's the difference between people who have inherited a really well-functioning business, who have inherited money, or somebody who has never been in the trenches actually doing this work. Both of us we can proudly say we have done everything, and we would never ask any of our employees or coworkers to do what we haven't done or what we're not willing to do. That's a fact. I can put that on my life. I would never send somebody to do something that I
That
haven't
you're not
done
willing to do,
and not
yeah.
willing to do. Yeah, absolutely.
That reminds me of something else too. Whenever I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of people can relate to if you have a landscape company or something. It's like when you give an order and you say, si quieres, quita eso y póngalo acá.
Yeah.
Pero si quieres, like si quieres puedes hacer esto.
Yeah.
O si quieres, ve a escarbar cualquier cosa.
Yeah.
Allá. Dices si quieres, a veces que veas esto, si quieres, veas esto.
If you'd like, do this for me.
Yeah.
If they say, no, I don't want to do that, I'll do it then. Leave.
Oh,
if you don't want to do it,
yeah.
I'll do it, but it's got to get done.
Have you ever sent someone home during the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it maybe
Unfortunately.
3 times only.
Okay.
One time was a new guy. I gave him a chance the first day. I was like, maybe he's nervous. He said we knew everything.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's a little nervous. Let me see tomorrow. And I was like, man, this guy really does not know what he's doing. And I was like, maybe 1 hour into the morning, I was like, you know what? It's just not even worth my time, and it's not worth my frustration, or not even that. My guys, they see someone who's messing up or is not doing things right.
gonna
That
take
kills the
longer.
environment.
Yeah. They have to redo the work?
There's another saying. One thing will I forgot how it goes. One rotten thing or rotten everything else or something like that.
Oh,
There's a
rotten
saying
egg?
for it. There's a saying for it. It's like if there's one bad apple or every.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I
I
get
don't
you, man.
forgot how it goes, but
Yeah.
if there's one bad guy who's just messing up, it's
Mhm.
just gonna. I feel like it's gonna spread.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, you know what? I want to make this decision and tell him, I'm gonna take you home. You don't even get a ride. You know what? Just I'm gonna pay you half the day, and I'm just gonna take you home.
Mhm.
So it happens in business. You know, a lot of people is gonna lie to us.
Yeah.
A lot of people are gonna say they have full experience, but believe it or not, they don't. But because everyone wants the most money.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's here for
Um,
money at the end of the day.
Yeah, everybody is looking to benefit themselves, and we have to understand that, you know. We have to understand that everybody wants the best opportunity. So we have to be ready to be able to provide those opportunities,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, another topic too is like, for example, I had an employee that, you get close to, and then at the end of the day, I feel like you need to understand that these guys are here for their paycheck.
Yeah.
You can build friendships with employees, but you need to create boundaries. At the end of the day, man, if you don't have their money at the end of the week or you don't give them enough hours, they're just gonna go somewhere else. So I
Right?
feel like you have to create a boundary. Don't get too attached to anyone, not in a weird way, but as in shoot them extra just because you like them. But I definitely, if I can give anyone advice, is create a boundary because at the end of the day, they're there to get paid, and then as long as you're giving them what they want, which is their hours, they're gonna work. And so at the end of the day, it's good to have some type of friendship, but also want to keep it business.
And when you can give, you know, a favor or two out for them, you know, like one of my guys did a big favor. I'm a little hesitant to share this, but long story short, he needed to be paid for a week he did not work. And he was out of, you know, vacation leave and things like that. So he said, "Hey, I know I didn't work last week, but I really need this paycheck. Not for anything other than I need to save my marriage."
Mm.
I'm like, "Oh, okay. I got you. No worries."
Ah.
Then he told me what it was, and I'm like, "Oh, you messed up, man."
Ah. Did he kind of just have to show that he worked that week?
He needed to show his spouse that he worked the week and didn't do what he was up to.
Yeah, that's a little private, but I mean, if you get
It's
the memo.
really private, and I I didn't know beforehand, but I'm like, dude, yeah, I got you. I'll pay you for the week. Like, you've been with me. You've been loyal. If your guys have been loyal, why the hell wouldn't you not be loyal to them? You know.
Look out
So,
for your own. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
I've had a few favors, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It was just, can I borrow $1,000? I've never had no one ask me for more than $1,000, employees wise. Oh man, that's family. That's another thing. I've had family ask me for money, and there's a clip on the Shark Tank guy, the bald guy,
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. He says he lets family borrow money.
But he doesn't want it back
Yeah, he doesn't want it
because
back.
he'll lose all your ties.
That's yeah. I saw that video, and it's a hard pill to swallow because
Yeah.
with family, you can't go charge them or
No.
you can't charge them interest or nothing.
If you want to keep that relationship, but you still want value back, do it outside of a monetary sense. Like, for example, I've given family money, but I ask for favors in return. Do this for me administrative wise on the computer. And I'm not saying we're even, just do it for me. Don't worry about the money. Just do it for me.
You eventually
One-
will get to it. Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, I'll start paying you. Just, little
Yeah.
tip.
All right, we're gonna do finishing closing. So I would say thanks to everyone for watching this. We're gonna work on more topics to discuss. Anything you want to tell our viewers here?
Thank you guys for sticking around. If you did, if you didn't,
You're missing out.
yeah. But no, we're going to have some more conversations like this because him and I have conversations like this all the time. And sometimes I'll go weeks thinking about the conversation we had. And it's just so refreshing knowing somebody can relate to you. So I hope you guys can relate to us, whether it's business, whether it's relationship forging, building relationships outside of business, whatever it is, family things.
Oh yeah, we hit a lot of really good topics.
Yeah.
Business, relationships, outside of work. So this
Mm-hmm.
is something I hope everyone relates to. And we're gonna post this on YouTube. We're gonna create a group
Yeah.
right now on YouTube. This is gonna go straight to YouTube.
Yeah.
So subscribe, like, comment. There's a lot more cool stuff coming your way.
Yeah. This is Kat, by the way, our great.
It's gonna be a
co-host.
mascot.
Yeah, her name is Kat, K-A-T. She's a great little addition to this podcast. But, subscribe, like, comment,
Do your
whatever, everything. Signing out.
See you later,
Thanks.
guys. Oh, bro, my leg was hurting like. Oh my god, this one. Ah.
Why? Because there's bench over?
I never fucking sit like that. God damn it.